Welcome to the Z-Lister podcast. I am your host, Austin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Adam.
Welcome back, guys. Big one here. Big kahuna.
Big Kahuna, and
Hmm.
our other big Kahuna, Maynor.
The biggest of the kahunas.
Let's say,
Mm,
actually, I take that like big potato energy right now. Big
mm,
potato.
Mm-mm.
big potato energy. And if you guys understand that reference, that means you have watched the newly released Spider-Man Brand New Day, the fourth solo Spider-Man movie in the Tom Holland franchise. Before we get into our full thoughts into the movie, let's give our brief just thoughts of what we thought, spoiler free. And then, of course, if you have seen it, follow along with us after. But Adam, you're the biggest superhero movie fan. Is this your favorite superhero?
This is my favorite superhero. And
Hmm.
I like to say, just stick around please go see this movie so you can stick around for the rest of the review because I just love Maynor's picture so much
Mm,
that it's so dear to me. He is my hero. That's all I have to say.
mm.
I'm everyone's hero.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Adam?
Uh, Overall, in my opinion, it is probably the strongest acted Spider-Man of the Tom Holland's of all his four movies. It
Okay.
really stands out more than the others. It is not my favorite of movie. I'll get into more later. It's
Hmm.
not my favorite movie, but it's my favorite portrayal and acting of Spider-Man from Tom
Mm.
himself,
Okay.
if that
Okay.
makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But
Okay.
still a very great movie. I enjoyed Daniel Cretton's direction in this film. So
Hmm.
much color. The biggest thing to take away is the suit. I love the suit. It
Yeah.
is getting up there with me for Andrew's suit, which is my all.
Mm.
Chasm 2, not the first one, the
Yeah,
second one.
yeah. The second
Come
one,
on.
yeah.
It is neck and neck just
Mm.
because it's not those nanotech suits anymore. I love a good
Hmm.
worn real suit, and you can see the wrinkles, you can see the stretch marks. I don't
Mm.
know. I just love it. Love it.
Mm. Maynard, what'd you think?
I have to agree with Adam. I I think this is the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie
Mm.
by far. The
Ooh.
more I thought about it,
Mm.
uh, and this I don't think this is gonna be a huge spoiler. I'm just gonna say it's like he finally got out of the whole Avengers vortex that he was in
Yes.
those first three movies.
Yeah.
Mm.
Especially the first two, and the third one was just more fan service. I think
Hmm.
we finally got Tom Holland Spider-Man that we all wanted, that we saw in like the Civil War one.
Hmm.
I really did enjoy the suit as well. Uh, Daniel, I forgot his full name. I love his take and his direction in the movie, and you
Hmm.
can definitely see, and especially like in the action scenes, like they were so well choreographed, and I feel like out of all of them, like even like TASM 1, 2, and like the original one, this is the best Spider-Man fighting we've seen in live action in
Hmm.
Mm.
forever.
It's crazy because I
Uh,
just rewatched the first two. I did not bother we had time to watch the third Toby one. We did not care to watch that one. So we just watched the first two. And it is, you know, it is like night and day difference in regards to the fighting choreography. But it is the early 2000s. But I do have to give it to Toby because they do take it in a sense where you can actually still see everything that's going on.
Hmm.
yeah.
It's like old school filmmaking where it's like, oh, it's been memorized, a choreograph. It's not like CGI like or Andrews was, where it's just you can tell that's not really a person doing all this type of stuff. But like Toby, you can feel it like physicality. You can see him actually fighting William Dafoe, even if it's just a stunt double. You can still like people fighting and throwing fists and
Hmm.
kicks and using fucking trampolines and shit at the final act, which is still crazy to the day that is shown in the first movie.
Mm.
Yeah, and then also I love like the different POVs that we got throughout the movie. There's certain scenes that kind of gave me vertigo because it's like the first like person POV that we got of him just swinging around.
Oh.
And I thought it was
Mhm.
really effective. Like
Hmm.
I I felt like I was in that suit
Mm.
Mhm.
because some would say I was, but who knows?
Mm. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is a great documentary movie and top tier.
Mm. Um, well, okay. This is what I'll say. This was a good movie. I disagree with the not being hindered by the Avengers because I think it absolutely was. Um, and
Mm,
we'll get into it. We'll
Mm,
get into it. I have my reasons. But and I also I've been seeing that a lot of people say that this is the best action of all of the Tom Holland movies, at least, and I disagree with that as well. I think the third one had better action. I've heard that many people say this is the best acting of all of them. I disagree with that as well. I think the third one had better acting.
that's
But
crazy.
mm.
wait, I will say this: the Tom Holland acting is the best in here. Is
That's
the
what we
best in here.
that's what we're
Okay,
initiating.
the Tom
That's what we're
Holland.
talking.
Okay,
Yes, this is the
okay.
best Tom Holland acted Spider-Man out of
Yes, yes.
all
Even
of
though I
them.
will, well, actually, we'll get into it. But yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I walked out. You know, I enjoyed it. It did not meet my expectations, and we'll get into that. But I did think it was good. I did think it was a good movie.
I will say that like if you're wanting a Spider-Man movie, this is like a Spider-Man movie.
Mhm.
No,
There's
no,
yes, it
no.
is. Yes, it is.
Mm-mm,
I will attest to that
mm-mm,
because out of all, even the original ones, the Andrew Garfield ones, this is the one where we get the most Spider-Man in his suit, not like with his mask off or anything like that. Most of
mm-mm,
this movie, it's him in his mask playing Spider-Man, and we've only seen that kind of like in the animated ones to an
Mhm.
extent as well. If you play the video games, you're play Spider-Man throughout the whole game. And this one, Peter Parker shows up in the Peter Parker moments. Outside of that,
Yeah,
he's Spider-Man, and I think that's
and
why
that
this
and
movie
I
is
feel
really
like
good.
that's what the direction they took in this movie. It's like I compared it to like Robert Pattinson Batman. You don't see too much Bruce Wayne. It's just he's just straight Batman, like basically 90% of the film. And of course, you can see it ties into the storyline of the duality of if he wants to still be Peter Parker or continue to be Spider-Man, and he's still having a tough time. And also we'll get more in depth into it and why, but that's like the main objective, like the whole big picture of this movie is can he be
mm-mm,
both at the same time?
mm-mm,
Because he's been doing this Spider-Man stuff for like 4 years,
mm-mm.
according to this one. Because I was a little confused on the beginning part, but I did do this like time skip. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we'll get more into spoilers.
Um, yeah, I mean, before we jump in, I'm just I understand what you're saying, Maynor, is that if you like watching Spider-Man do Spider-Man things, this is the movie for you. But if you're a fan of Spider-Man, like the comics and everything, I don't think this is the movie for you. And so that, and we'll get
I have
into it,
to,
but
yeah, I have to
Uh,
disagree about
I
that.
have
That's
to
crazy.
disagree.
Okay, we'll
That's
get into it.
crazy.
We'll get into it. Hey, if you guys want to see us get into it, watch the movie and then come back to our video and you'll see because obviously some things are going to be said.
All right.
But
Before we get into it, big news in the past couple weeks. We have to discuss Hall H's Comic Con for these guys because I have not talked to them about it yet. Uh, First big news, we
mhm,
did get our confirmed 2028 of the Ghost Rider, and of course, it was casted by Ryan Gosling, which I thought it was a very interesting choice. Um, I did not
yeah,
see him playing Ghost Rider, but people say in the comics, I'm not that well versed into that realm. They say it's a perfect casting. I said Ryan
mm,
Gosling as Ghost Rider is perfect casting. In what world? No idea, but I'll wait to see it.
yeah,
Any
yeah.
thoughts?
I was surprised because one, I just don't see him as Ghost Rider. But the only thing I really have to go off of is the
Nicolas
Nicolas Cage
Cage.
Ghost Rider. So it's like, and I really like his Ghost Rider. I don't know anything about the character other than
You
his
didn't like Phil
Me
performance.
Coulson's
neither.
Ghost Rider in Agents of Shield?
I didn't watch
Me,
Agents of
me
Shield.
neither.
But yeah, no, I was surprised. I don't. I mean, yeah, that's basically. I'm surprised. I hope it's good. Um, but I also seen them, say Blade was going to come out, and that never happened.
Ah,
So,
Well, I think they learned from their lesson because they do always do like the full like 5 year timeline thing where they show on
hmm
the big screen. I think they learned from that personally and they took it down to two of the announcements. So, of course, we just discussed one was the Ghost Rider.
hmm
And the second biggest one was Ryan Coogler. Oh, go before
oh
we get to
yeah,
that, Sean Levy is directing Ghost Rider, which
yeah.
I'm very questionable about.
that's still
He
gonna be
does,
50-50.
yeah,
That's a
it's
50-50. Yeah,
That
that's
is
a
a
50-50.
50-50.
I mean, of course, his most recent installment was Deadpool and Wolverine, which has very mixed reviews. I thought it was an okay movie. One of the okay ones out of the franchise, like the
Oh,
later phases.
I thought it got major love. It got major love.
Uh, you know how the community is; they always a little
Mm,
plastic. But I always said it was like a good seven at the time. But I
yeah,
haven't revisited it since then. Uh, he did what? Free Guy. He
yeah.
did Adam Project, just to
hmm
name a few.
hmm
And there's some other stuff that he had hit and misses on, but I feel like he just did a movie with Ryan Gosling, was the Starfighters project. So I feel like Ryan Gosling was a fan of Sean Living and he brought him back for
hmm
some odd reason. So
Yeah.
I feel like you can
They
get
love
someone
each other,
else.
man.
But the thing is, he doesn't feel like he doesn't direct anything like supernatural horror like
He
that.
did Stranger Things.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
I
He
didn't
did
even
do
think about
Stranger
that.
Things.
I
I
guess it
also
was the
mix him
highest
up with.
rated
Hmm?
episode out of all them that season is the one he directed.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think you can do it as long as there's like a strong writer attached to the movie. Also
Hmm.
with Ryan Gosling, I think he can adapt to almost any role that he needs to
Of
play.
course, my Pookie,
Yeah.
he can do anything. And okay, so second big piece of news is we got confirmed that Ryan Coogler is coming back for Black Panther 3. And with that
hmm
announcement comes the recasting, not recasting, but confirmed casting of T'Challa Jr. is going to be played by I can't
David
remember,
Johnson.
David Johnson. Uh, he is known for Alien Romulus
hmm
and recently in The Long Walk, which he was
hmm
great in both. I
Yeah.
loved him in both.
Yeah, me too. No, I love this. This I was excited for because I'm a huge fan of David Johnson.
Hmm.
I think, yeah, the few movies that he's just been in so far in his short career, I think his performances are standout. Like he's the standout actor in the movies that I've seen him in. So I'm super excited about like this casting, like super excited, and I'm super excited because they'll give him more of a name to do other projects down the line because I think he's
Right.
like I think he's like an actor,
Yeah.
and so I'm excited about that.
And the last bit of news, of course, is just as of this week was the first confirmed X-Men casting in our new air is
Mhm.
going to be Samara Weaving. She's going to be playing Emma Frost.
Oh, she is
She
okay.
is, and I
Okay,
feel like that's a great pick. I mean, she definitely has
yeah,
the look. Definitely has the look.
yeah.
I don't remember seeing her in anything to be honest, but
Ready or not.
Ready or not, yeah.
the first
She
one,
was in
Both.
yeah, both, yeah,
both. I remember seeing the. I didn't see the second one. I know you just watched the second one not too long ago. I saw
yeah,
your
yeah.
letterbox.
I just watched both of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
last week.
Do you
She's
recommend the
good.
second one?
I recommend the second one for a good time, but don't go in expecting it to be better than the
Okay.
first.
That's fine with me. That's all I was
Yeah,
looking for. A good time.
yeah,
I
yeah,
saw the first one. That's just a good time type of
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
time. It's a good
Um,
time.
Also, apparently, this movie is about to break $1 billion in its first
hmm
weekend.
That was
It is.
that's my next piece of news. At the moment, it was reaching as of today, this morning I saw it was $927 million, which
hmm
is absolutely it's the second biggest opening weekend behind I think is a Endgame.
Endgame. Yep.
Endgame.
Mhm.
It just
Endgame.
surpassed Infinity War, which is crazy because Infinity
hmm
War is a much better movie. But
hmm
uh
Yeah. This kind of puts to doubt a lot of the is Marvel like losing a step or like even
with
though
the Prestige.
I know they predicted that this was going to do numbers, but I think this is exceeding their numbers. And so
But this is
like
also like a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, this is a Spider-Man
Everyone
movie.
loves Spider. Even
Yeah.
TASM 2 almost made $1 billion.
Yeah,
And that was critically panned by fans and critics alike.
yeah. I mean, like, I guess what I'm saying is like this was expected to be a moneymaker. It's not necessarily like, yeah, if somebody says like, "Oh, see, superhero fatigue isn't real" or whatever, it's like, well, this was expected to do. Now it's exceeding expectations, which is awesome.
Let's just say that
Um,
it's going to be a major hangover for movies at this point until like Dune, to be honest.
but okay, so let's finally jump into our review. So we at the beginning of this movie we follow Peter Parker, and as it's immediately after the magic spell that Doctor Strange uses that makes everybody forget that he is Peter Parker. And just to clarify, because I was a little bit confused, I looked it up. It's not that because I was like, how does Aunt May die if Peter Parker like never existed? Like I didn't understand. I'm like, she's involved because it's Peter Parker. I looked it up. It said the spell takes place immediately after. Like as soon as the spell is done, that's where it takes place. So
Hmm.
everything else happens before. It's just like people don't remember why. It's just like they're dead. That's just their memory. And they from that moment they forget about Peter Parker. And so.
Technically, Aunt May was that was the last person to remember who Peter was, and then like because she's dead at that point.
Mhm.
So kind of I guess in simpler
I get what you're
terms to
saying.
re-explain it
Hmm.
is like they said throughout the film, they remember a person there, but they just don't. It's like a little bit fuzzy. It's like you don't remember who you were with, like at
They just
second
remember
grade.
like
You just
Spider-Man is there,
yeah, the
essentially.
Hmm.
Spider-Man is there, but you don't remember
Hmm.
who the identity is in
Yeah.
essence. So
Yeah. And so I thought they did a real good job. And Adam, you mentioned it earlier, the time jump,
mhm.
how I was surprised,
Yeah.
because the audience, I mean, we see 4 years go by, their entire college years go by. I thought they did a really good job of this time jump.
Hmm.
I liked it too. I liked that it was like very subtly shown.
Hmm.
Because I was worried that like, because they go to MIT, which is not near New York City at all. So I was like, how
No.
are they gonna work that out? And I like
Hmm.
how they did the time jump. Also considering, uh, No Way Home came out 5 years ago as well.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a really good idea to do a time jump, and it just shows Peter like just hanging on to his friends. It's like 4 years, and all he's doing is Spider-Man work, and then they show us looking at his friends' Instagram reels and like live.
Great montage we got at this moment too of him
Hmm.
just fighting his rogues gallery and kind of explaining that.
Yeah.
And it harpens into the fact what Maynor was saying earlier. This is such a Spider-Man film that he is doing Spider-Man work. He just fighting crazy C-list villains,
Hmm.
just like one of the guys' name is Hardhead, and we saw one just running into a wall. We're
Yeah.
fighting freaking Tarantula or whatever his freaking name is.
Tombstone.
Tombstone, which is cool. I did not
Hmm.
expect that to happen because he was actually one of the main villains in um
Spider-Man 2.
not Spider-Man 2, but
Oh,
My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the animated series on Disney Plus.
oh.
Which
Mm.
is crazy because him, Tombstone, and Scorpion were actually the main featured villains
Mm.
in that show. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I did like this. I thought it was cool that it kind of expanded the lore a little bit,
mhm.
of just like, yeah, you see him fighting Spider-Man villains. That was kind of cool.
Mhm.
And so yeah, and yeah, like we said, they did a good job of like doing the montage of showing like how much time has passed. And so this really brings us into the beginning of our movie where we see that he's responding to a call, a police siren or police scanner call, where he must stop a tank heading for the Department of Damage Control. And when he does stop the tank, he notices that a woman is driving it who is being controlled telepathically. What did you guys think of the DODC, the Department of Damage Control, and like what was going on? What were you thinking?
Um, I like that scene. I also like that was the first time I've ever seen like Frank Castle and Spider-Man interact
Oh yeah,
throughout that whole
yeah.
entire chase scene, or most of
Hmm.
the chase scene. I thought that was funny. The only things I know about damage control is like they're just a company that is there to fix everything like the superheroes uh like mess
Mess
up or
up.
get
Yeah.
destroyed. So I was very surprised that they were gonna be like the main focus of the movie because I've only
Hmm.
seen like one of the trailers. After that, I was like, I don't want to see anything else.
Hmm.
So I was very shocked that they were gonna be like basically the centerpiece and like the yeah, just the
Where
centerpiece of
things
the
are
movie.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we had a little bit of tease of damage control. Definitely in the first Spider-Man movie, because that's what takes over for the Vulture's job. That's what how Vulture became Vulture.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Okay.
So they took over of like that like clean out company,
Yep.
basically causing Vulture to become or Mike Keaton's become a villain. So it's
Hmm.
been teased early on, even in Tom Holland's thing. So it's a cool little like full circle moment. But they've
Yeah.
also been established to in other series like the Ms. Marvel with, which is crazy because they introduced that with because Miss Marvel was technically a mutant, um,
Hmm.
which we'll get into later is absolutely wild. What decision they made Peter do for the future of the MCU. Um, well, I really enjoyed. It gave me such Spider-Man PS4 vibes,
Yeah.
especially like the takedowns and the tank takedowns. Just trying to navigate because like that's one of the biggest like first missions in PS4 Spider-Man is like when you're like trying to take down I think it was one of the helicopter scenes like really early on in the story against Kingpin. It gave me those type of vibes.
Mm.
And I have to say, like the takeaway I had in regards to this opening, it definitely in the environment too. I guess this is the way it was color graded. It was not like dark and dreary like New York in Daredevil season two was. It
Hmm.
gave me the one thing that Toby Maguire like New York City vibes. It feels like it's grounded. We're not in a like fucking space battle anymore. He's not
Hmm.
like somewhere like another damn country Spider-Man's
Yeah.
fighting in. He's actually set in New York, which I really
Yeah.
enjoyed.
Yeah. No, no, you definitely feel the New York vibes in this one a
Yeah.
lot. And so, and which has been a criticism of the past Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, which I don't agree with, but I understand it though.
Also, I think this is like the first Tom Holland movie where we see him like be swinging from like really high buildings as well,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
is really nice to see as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you were saying, man, they did a really good job of like, yeah, like just of being with Spider-Man. Like, yeah, the swinging, the web swinging, I thought looked really, really good in
I
this
think you're right
movie.
because like all these are other ones. First one, he was mainly like in school. We're not tied down by like high school anymore, which is great. I love they did the time jump because it brings it
Hmm.
to adult Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah.
And then the second one's in freaking Europe, like I said, a different country. And
Hmm.
then the third one, yes, it is in New York, but
But
it
it has
feels
not,
much
New York's not a
bigger.
character.
Yeah, it's
New
not a
No.
York's not a
character.
character in the
I
movie.
love how you explain it. It's not a character, and I want New York to be a character, like Gotham is for Batman.
Yeah.
In essence.
Yeah. And so we see that Spider-Man understands that something's happening to these people, but he believes it to be mind control. So he goes and gets help from Yelena Belova. Is she now the new Black Widow? They kept saying that. I didn't know if that was a joke or not. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know because I haven't kept up with everything Marvel. So I'm like, okay, was that a joke or was that for real? She's the new Black Widow.
Have you seen Thunderbolts?
No,
Oh,
Yeah.
you should watch it. That's a good
yeah, I
movie.
will. I will. Um, and she helps him. Well, I'll ask you guys what you thought of this scene, but she helps him find some information. And she says that the DODC was attacked, and the person kept looking for something called VMAX. Adam, absolute potato,
Yes.
absolute
Yeah.
potato. I love her accent in this movie, man, or like her character's accent. You know.
I love her
She
so much, but it's
Hmm.
just not did not love that they included her in this. I didn't feel like
Ooh,
really.
I did not feel I thought this was what you were talking about, like earlier
Oh,
in our before our spoilers.
no,
Um, this is the one gripe I have about the movie. Like I said, I want it to be a grounded Spider-Man film, and I know he lives in New York. There are so many heroes and villains in New York,
yeah.
and he's bound to run into somebody. And I just think the way they executed the scene, yes, like it's just out of left field because like she is now one of the she's on the new
Yeah.
Avengers and she's like the head first. You wouldn't think he was. I think it would have been cool if he took a visit to the new tower and went in there
Hmm.
and it actually just not her. Like you see the full team, like it feels like a full city, just not her
Hmm.
isolated. But I feel like she really didn't contribute anything. You could have replaced her character with anybody else. You could have honestly gave that scene to the main detective lady helping figure it out. I
Yeah.
feel like I would have
You
enjoyed
could
that
have.
better.
You could have. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm on the opposite side. I really love that she was in this movie. Um, One, I like that she was in the movie because it reminded me one big gripe about like the recent Marvel movies is that nothing's connected anymore. And then,
Mm.
we have like this big Avengers movies coming up, but none of these characters have interacted with each other. This is their first time interacting, but it seems like they've interacted before. And I love that.
Mm.
Because it also like that's what was great about like the earlier adventure movies. Like there were small interactions between characters, and you can like tell and that kind of build up on like their relationships.
Hmm.
And this one was great because like yeah, she is the new leader of like the new Avengers, but she's like doesn't even know everything. She's not giving him everything. She's like, hey, like this is not like the biggest deal. This is
Yeah.
the little information that I know about. And also their whole
Small
interaction, like
potato.
small
Small potato.
potato business. And I loved it as well. Because like
Yeah, she
him,
was funny.
she was funny. I love her characters, from Black Widow and even
Hmm.
Thunderbolts. But also love once again with the idea of like Spider-Man does not want anyone to know who he is. So he like
Hmm.
gets in there naked but with his mask on.
Hmm.
And I like later on we see her again, and it's just to give her more information. But it's just like she's in it so small that I don't
Hmm.
think it affects the movie in a way. It's more of like, hey, these characters live in the same city, like Adam said. They're about to be in a new Avengers movie soon together. We gotta have them connect and know each other to a certain level. That way, when we go into this Avenger movie, they're not like, oh, why are they acting like they know they're like best friends or whatever, even though we've never seen them interact before.
Hmm.
I'll just let you know
Uh,
now, Tom is not confirmed to be in Doomsday.
but
There's
he'll
no
he'll he'll be in Secret Wars.
he'll be in Secret Wars, which
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that that was the end, like the post credit.
yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love that. It's a small interaction, nothing big. I don't agree with Adam saying like he should have gone to the new tower. I think that would have put him back into that vortex that he's so reliant on the Avengers.
Mm.
And this one, he's
Hmm.
just relying because like he doesn't know what VMAX is. He does not have access to that. He doesn't really have access to like anything damage control because even they are such a sketchy, very secretive
Hmm.
Should have
company.
hey, he already had a connection with a certain lawyer that helped him out during the trial. It should have been him, low key.
Mm.
That would have been, oh, dude, I would have jumped out of my seat if freaking
Mm.
Charlie Cox popped up on the screen again.
But
And
then
on
it's like,
top of a rooftop. Come on
would he
now.
have known what VMAX is?
Oh,
I
that
don't
would have
think
been
so.
cool. That would have been
You
cool.
told me that they literally had a full like Daredevil scene later in the movie where it's like neon lighting and stuff like that, and they're on top of a roof. Come on, that would have been
It's,
perfect. Oh, I would have loved that. But I think he
um,
would know. He's involved with the city. He knows what Kingpin's stuff is going on in the background. He knows all the he fights the hand, which I think if this Daredevil now fought the hand I saw in this fucking movie, he's getting his ass kicked. Come on now. That hand was throwing hands, bro. It was
mm.
good.
And so when he goes, we see Peter go back and question the head of the DODC, Bill Metzger, which let me tell you,
Mr.
I did
Silver
not enjoy.
himself.
I did not enjoy this performance. I thought this. I If you would have said he's a robot, I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a good performance. I thought he was like some type of non-human person, but no, he's just a regular guy. I did not
Yeah.
enjoy this performance, and I knew he was bad immediately when he said if he asked Spider-Man if he gave him a fright. I was like, no, 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 this guy's evil. This guy's evil. Nobody says that. Nobody
Yeah.
says that. And
That was
so,
one of the weaker points in the movie. And I agree with what you were saying earlier, like in regards to like you thought we were talking about like full acting of everybody. Definitely
mhm,
not this part. You could just
no.
tell like I feel like you can go both ways, but I understand what you're coming from because I felt the same way. But I do see people saying like, okay, well, it's like the psychotic type of villain person. Like they don't have any empathy. He's kind of just he doesn't care
Mhm.
what happens at that point. He just does it and without any like second thought type of feeling.
I I understand that. It just I don't know his delivery of the line, especially at the beginning when we first meet him. I was like, I don't know,
A
man. I
lot of
just
the
it felt
beginning
flat.
stuff, like introduction of characters, felt a little written, like
Hmm.
scripted and like
Mm.
acted as since it didn't feel natural.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no.
And so yeah, what you got,
Oh
man?
no, I just agree with y'all.
Yeah,
He's the weakest part of the whole movie.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so we see Peter as he's trying to figure out what's going on with VMAX. We see him see and run into I don't remember if it was
Ned.
MJ or Ned. It was Ned. It was Ned. Where they eventually go to a housewarming party for MJ. Um,
I gotta say this.
yes.
Ned reminds me so much of Matthew.
Mm.
Of him going into that store and buying the little
Oh, the
energy
five,
drink
dude. That was so funny, dude. That was so funny.
and
Shout out to my sister. My sister always thought he looked like looked like
Mm,
that.
the whole
yeah,
entire
yeah,
time I was like, I feel like this is conversation that Matthew would have with like a gas station person saying,
yeah.
don't sell me the
Don't
babe.
remember this face.
Yeah, dude, that was a really funny scene.
Also,
And
what a
so
glow up by him,
did
Ned.
he? Did
Yeah,
he?
Mr.
yeah.
CEO himself,
Mm,
Go
CEO of
back
sex.
to
I'll go back. I'll go.
Homecoming. It's a
Well,
huge glow up.
I literally say I'll go back. I watched it the day before. I watched Homecoming and everything the day before. So, but yeah, and so we see Peter finally interact with Ned, can't help himself, and they head to a housewarming party for MJ, where to hide his secret identity, the most important part of the movie, the I think the Z-lister should get a shout out specifically from any type of Marvel executive because I
We
even
need
though
rights. We need
we need
copyright.
yeah the name Maynard with a D, okay, that's fine.
Hmm.
It's the same. It's the same.
The same
Uh,
thing. Oh my God, I
best part of the
levitated.
movie,
I
dude.
levitated. I was like, what did you just say? I was like, that's why I texted Maynor right. I was like, oh my God, you that's like that's
I
all I
will
needed
say,
to
Yeah.
hear.
Adam, that text, I was like, oh, something big happened in the movie, like some
Hmm.
like big plot twist.
No,
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
that scene.
When I saw that text, I was like, "Oh man, Adam and Maynard know something. I do not want them to say anything." I thought it was a big plot point, and as soon as I saw him say Maynard, Rayleigh and I looked at each other and like we're like, we knew immediately that's what that text was for.
Yeah, I'm glad you figured it out. It was such a I honestly it was the highlight of the movie,
Yeah,
which is
man.
It
bad,
just out
but
of all the
it's just it's
names,
a personal connection. Every name is very
Yeah,
rare if they choose
it's
yours. It's
crazy,
crazy. Yeah.
crazy.
uh,
But can
Um.
we talk about the apartment that he's living in? Because
Oh
how
yes.
the hell is he affording that?
Dude,
There's no
I did not
way.
like that. I did not like that. How do you get all the tech? Like you saw that little sewing machine, that super futuristic
Okay,
sewing
I can
machine?
see he can dumpster dive for tech because he did it originally.
I
He
feel
does.
like
That's
he
what he did
Dude.
can.
originally. That's what he
Yeah.
did in the first movie. He dumpster dived for tech. He made his own suit and he was able to use those retractable goggles being homemade, so he can figure it out.
Mm. Yeah, but you're right. That apartment was gigantic in New York City, which you know that costs $10,000 a month. That's not even an exaggeration.
To be
It
Like,
has to.
fair, it did get described. It's just a basement with a bunch of junk up there. There's
dude, it
not
was
a
huge. It was
But
huge.
you
but it
tell
was
me
not
not one person
livable.
know who lives up there? Like every single time he comes in the elevator or like he's hiding, like no one's gonna figure out like what's going on up there? Like he had like a secret delivery of pizza and shit like that. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He should be delivering that pizza and saying pizza time.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it's so this scene was really important because we see that Ned is still really really interested in Spider-Man, and then you kind of this is where you understand that the things that happened in the previous movies still happen because you
Hmm.
hear Ned and MJ saying, "Yeah, he saved us on the Empire State Building or not Empire, the Washington Monument Building," and but
It
we
was a hard day
see,
for me.
yeah. we see Maynard, as he's referred to, finally lose it as he sees MJ with her boyfriend. Um,
Mr. Bridger himself.
mm,
That's crazy.
and
Star Wars.
sends them into arachnid mode, as I like to call it, spraying webs all over the place. What do you guys think was happening here?
Such a good swinging scene. Felt a little bit computerized.
Yeah,
I feel like they didn't
yeah,
really quite get the lighting correct, in my opinion, because it still felt kind of like wonky to me. Even when I saw it in
hmm
the trailer, it was a very effective scene because I felt like, man, like this shit sucked. I know how heartbreak he feels seeing someone you like and love
hmm
with another man. I was
yeah,
like, ah, that's and he's going in like human clothes, which is cool because we don't get to see that too often
yeah,
in the
yeah.
films.
Yeah, no, I felt because it's like this person loved you. Y'all,
Hmm.
like it didn't end for anything negative. It ended because of a spell, It's like, yeah, and in which we're gonna get to something that a character says to him that was so messed up.
Oh.
But but yeah, no, I thought this was a good scene. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, okay, what's happening? When he went into arachnid mode, and so basically it just gives him. It almost reminded me of Venom, kind of the Tobey Maguire Venom, where he like it gives him the extra power and aggressiveness.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I felt like this this type of like mode he's going into, it could have been like a different writer. This could have been the Venom suit, like
Hmm
story or whatever, which I'm
hmm
glad they did not include in this.
Yeah, yeah,
And because honestly, it does mimic in a way like Venom type tendencies of like aggression and
hmm
all that stuff.
yeah.
But can we
And
talk about the? Yeah, they did.
they pivoted because in the third movie, the end credit scene is a little Venom, little walking
Mhm.
on the counter or whatever.
I feel like they'll be more like celebrated. They'll bring that in eventually.
I
But
don't think
Yeah.
so. I
I
think this
let's
been
say the
forgotten.
I have theories we'll talk about at the end. But
hmm
the product placement in this movie was getting kind of crazy.
Yes.
Because first, I want to talk about Tom Holland's beer subtly being in there, which is fine. And then we get all the fucking Macy's, like everyone's holding a damn Macy's bag.
hmm
Absolutely. Well, we do. It is in New York. They do have the Macy's parade there.
Yeah. I saw Dell Computer.
Dell, fucking the Z Fold, all the
BMW.
Samsung stuff. Whereas low key
hmm
is kind of cool because I do kind of want a Samsung Fold. Um, I just want it for the Spidey tracker, which is
Yeah.
another thing that Ned creates,
Yeah.
and this thing we find out.
Yeah.
Indeed, he did get it right. Spider-Man is British, um,
Yeah.
in meta commentary, which is crazy because the maybe he narrowed down two suspects that's the most unlikely people ever. I
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it if it was from a gimmick, but Flash Thompson, come on, that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. I
And
know. Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't bring him back. To be honest, I didn't want him back.
Oh, really? I love Flash. I love
No,
Flash.
Yeah, because I don't know how he would fit into this movie at all.
no.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, technically, he wasn't at MIT, but I'm glad they didn't include.
Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, so to help Peter manage his arachnid mode, which we see him like I said, his aggressiveness also increase.
Because he almost killed Scorpion
He almost killed the police officer and Scorpion.
and Scorpion.
Yeah.
That fight scene I also really did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I did
Dude,
too. Yeah, it was good.
such a good fight scene when they did the freaking PS4 takedown where he's like
Mhm.
he shoots up in the air like double like spy. I don't know what
Mm.
you call that in wrestling. Was like a full like I don't know. I don't even know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about right now because it's late as fuck and I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just going based on
Yeah.
vibes at this moment.
So yeah, we see Peter go to Bruce Banner of all people, which made perfect sense to help him handle his basically his
Like
hormonal
genetics.
changes. Yeah, his genetic changes.
And it does make sense because like I'm glad like like I said earlier, you do live in New York.
hmm
Lots of heroes live in New York. And
hmm
who else to deal with some type of mutation than the original himself
hmm
with a gamma mutation?
I I will say this. Last time I saw him, he was uh Dr.
Yeah, I
Hulk.
know what you're gonna say. I
Yeah,
know what
and
you're
I'm
gonna say.
like, eh, this is where the confusion gets. Because, like, no, he was in She-Hulk, and I think he was, like, the smart
That
Hulk of
guy
all
got
the.
a son, bro. They didn't even bring it up.
Yeah. But he was like the smart Hulk, and like in the end game, he's like, oh, yeah, me and Hulk, we just came into this agreement, like, we can coexist. Now, all of a sudden, he has a bracelet because he doesn't want to become Hulk.
Hmm.
There's too much with the Hulk character in general.
Hmm.
It's such of a mess. I do like what they did to him finally at the end. I will say that brought so much joy to me.
Mhm.
Because I hate the whole
Yeah.
smart Hulk thing.
Oh,
I
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Um,
totally glazed over Peter discovering his new powers. He got a little pre-cum in his
oh,
wizard.
yes.
That's like the
Yes.
biggest thing from his
Yeah.
mutation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, when he's mutated, he basically gets Toby's powers now. He
Yeah.
gets the actual spider powers, not just the web shooters. Which I love to, well, I like the lore. I like that they show that, like, the natural webs are stronger. I
Mhm.
like that, it happens differently because he couldn't control his swinging.
Mhm.
And I liked how he wanted to go back to the webs. He didn't want to have the natural. He wanted the fake stuff, which I thought that was interesting too.
They did a
Um,
reverse Spider-Man too, in a way.
yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, they did. But yeah, no. And so you guys mentioned the Scorpion fight. I guess I'll start bringing it up here. This is where I disagree with the idea that if it's a Spider-Man film, because basically the entire plot point is all set up for Avengers stuff. It's not set up for Spider-Man stuff. And I think the best parts of this movie is when you get Spider-Man doing Spider-Man things with Spider-Man people. And like the Scorpion, the little side characters, the Ned and MJ, those scenes I feel like are the strongest parts of the entire franchise of the Tom Holland. But your entire the antagonist of this movie is all set up for other movies. It's not set up for Spider-Man. And so it's like if you're that's why I think it's a good superhero movie instead of a great Spider-Man movie. Now, I think I'm in the minority because I've seen people loving this movie,
Mhm.
but I feel like once the hype dies down and in 5, 6, 7 years when people start reanalyzing all this stuff, I don't know. I think they'll pick one of the earlier movies because it's a little bit more like Spidey. I don't know. It feels like it's all towards Avengers. Everything is leading up to Avengers.
I will have to say that has been like a nitpick for people in regards to why did they introduce certain characters in this type of film, which we'll get into. Um, but I feel like it doesn't take away from the story itself they're trying to tell in regards to uh Peter himself discovering who he is in regards to you can't just do this alone. You have to have a
Mhm.
community. And I think it revolves around like even we see Sadie Sink's character in the future. Spoiler, not spoilers. We
Mhm.
find
Yeah.
out it's the most worst kept secret in all of Hollywood at like the
Yes,
past
big
like three
time, dude.
months. Is Jean Grey, which
Hmm.
was just the most lackluster reveal ever.
I was
Just
It
shocked.
was.
I
it
was
was just
shocked.
Really?
bro. Come,
I
you're
was
lying.
shocked.
Stop
Maynor.
lying. Stop lying.
Uh,
How?
one, I did not know Sadie Singh was in this movie until I think the night before when I saw a
I agree.
TikTok of her saying
Oh
like
my
I'm in
God.
this movie. I was like, who the fuck is she gonna play? And I was like,
Maynard,
oh, she's a
you're
redhead.
Spider-Man. How do you not
No,
know
hold
this?
up, hold up. No, because I'm avoiding all the trailers for these
Uh,
movies because I'm already gonna watch the movie. And
I
she's a redhead,
yeah.
so I was like, are they gonna pivot and say this is like the real MJ now? Or is she gonna
Mm.
be wearing a wig, like a blonde wig, and be
I guess
introduced
it's a
as Gwen
fair
Stacy?
I guess is a fair and will take if you haven't seen, but how do you avoid? Like
How
she
have you?
was in
Yeah, I
all the
don't know.
promotion.
Yeah, she was
I
in all
I
the promotion,
I did not see any.
That's
I
why.
avoided it.
like
The
red
second
carpet.
like
She's there.
So
that's
you, t
how I will
you t
say that is how I knew Florence Pugh was in the movie because I saw the red carpet of her and I was like,
Mm,
oh, she's in the movie.
yeah.
Uh, I I didn't think they were gonna do Jean Grey. Like I
Hmm.
didn't think they were gonna introduce her as like the X-Men and everything. I think that's what I was so shocked about it as well.
Hmm.
Um, to your point, I do think yes, it is. They did use this movie as a way to introduce the X-Men essentially to be in this
yeah,
universe and everything, and it
Hmm.
is going to be a setup. I don't think really to Doomsday. I think when Doomsday, they're going to rely more on the nostalgic old
right.
X-Men to try to just like kill them out and then
Hmm.
introduce these new X-Men.
Hmm.
Um, what I did like about it is that like I'm not the biggest X-Men fan, but I mean from the original X-Men's like the live action ones, a lot of these characters seems like they're like in their mid 30s.
Hmm.
And I think they're trying to connect it in a way for like she's clearly the same age as like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think for
That's.
this, it does help Peter and Spider-Man be like this symbol of hope essentially for the city because like in the movies or like in the video games as well and as well as like in the comics he does inspire people and he does inspire other heroes because he's just such a young kid
Hmm.
um so I think that's why I did like it. I
Okay.
didn't mind her being introduced in the movie and I
Hmm.
do like the interactions that they have because they're the same age and they both experience in one way or another the same tragedies because like
Hmm.
we find out like she lost her sister, Spider-Man lost Aunt May and Uncle Ben.
Hmm.
And I like how he's used as a way to like help her grow as a character as well. Because he's one of the only superheroes I think that are around the same age as her that knows what she's going through in a
Hmm.
way.
It's a different take I haven't heard. As I agree with that too. And like you saying, Spider-Man can be an inspiration is true because like even in I just watched Toby's second one, you see that on the train scene, he's unmasked. And
Yeah.
people like are so like, oh my God, he's just a kid, like not at all. He's old as just as old as my son. Like he's like in his
Yeah.
20s. Well, technically in his 20s. Toby's like a
Right.
40-year-old man playing 20, but
Yeah.
um but you can see it give a city like inspiration, like my God, like we're just being protected by a kid and all this crazy stuff is happening. We'll fight behind you type of it's like that's great. That's what you want Spider-Man to like symbolize. And
Hmm.
like kind of going back to like what I was trying to say in regards to, yes, it is very sometimes it can be messy introducing so many like plot points and just feature points because it kind of steers the story away from the actual film that you're watching, a Spider-Man film.
Hmm.
But I think they doesn't roll a really cohesive story in regards to like him being able to tie Jean Grey's story, Peter's story together in regards to not being alone, having a community, and it's adding weight to Peter's story in regards to he's making this decision himself to be a better be a better Spider-Man and a best Peter Parker, not just to hide from everyone to keep people safe at this point. So of course yes, you have Punisher, you have the Hulk, you have Jean Grey, you have Damage Control, you have Florence Pugh. That's like I just named off a full
Hmm.
hand worth of characters that are not originally in Spider-Man film
Yeah.
like original films. But
Right.
I think he did such a great job incorporating everyone in this story in regards to make it make sense to add to like to drive the story forward in regards to what he's trying to tell.
Yeah. I guess listening to you guys because I don't necessarily disagree with you guys. I guess it's a me thing because I have to just accept that Avengers is just part of the plan for everything. But it's just there's not a single non-Avengers influenced Tom Holland Spider-Man movie,
I
and
feel like it's just
that's
not an Avengers like foreshadowing. It's X-Men. We have to deal with the Hulk. We can lead into what Punisher does after this, which I do have a nitpick because it just kind of I do see why people love this interpretation of Punisher because he is the main like comedic relief in this movie. But what I just saw from the last kill,
Yeah,
like
I
that,
was gonna ask about that.
I was
Was
like,
that
what the
total
whole
tone shift?
tone shift 180. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's like I just I get it, it's PG-13, but
yeah.
you can still make him pretty ruthless, staying on his moral, not so quippy and stuff like that. Because that
Hmm.
man was just going the whole fucking damn last kill movie in this
Yeah,
show.
But I
So
feel
yeah,
like that's the great thing because like Spider-Man and Peter Parker as a character, they are in their early 20s. They are quippy. They don't and they
yeah,
take things seriously, but during the middle of a fight, they will be making jokes and everything. That's
yeah.
what's so great about him. I think
hmm
that's what I also really liked about him and Frank's relationship. Because Frank and he's 40s, 50s at least.
Hmm.
And he when he finally realizes that he's just like a kid, you can kind of tell like he knew under the mask, like this is not gonna be like some guy in his 30s. This is a kid.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like having so
that makes
much
sense.
like responsibility already at such a young age. And he has this whole thing like he doesn't want to kill, and Frank is the quite opposite. And but I think that's what Spider-Man brings out of other characters. It's like their non-serious side, but you think things like because he never kills in reality.
Right.
He could
Um,
he could easily kill, or
yeah,
just
he could
he has the
easily
power.
kill.
He has the
Yeah,
power
Yeah,
to. He's like
yeah.
Superman, doesn't need
and
kill.
then
Hmm.
I
Well, I'll take
think
that
as
back. Henry
well
Cavill does kill.
he does. Oh, 100%. I also do think with like him and Jean Grey's relationship, I thought from one the text that Adam sent me, I thought this movie was gonna do a big reveal that like Miles Morales got introduced
Hmm.
in some capacity, which
Yeah,
I'm still hoping he does eventually. And I
he
think
will.
this is
Pump the brakes a
building
little bit. Give me more Tom. I
no,
enjoy it. I
no.
need more Tom out of
But I
after
think
this
this is
movie.
building him into being that mentorship later on to Miles, where it doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like you can see
Hmm.
him lead, and he led in a way, with like Frank, and he led in a way with like just being able to have like Jean Grey not do the murder, like not kill the guy and everything, and be able
Hmm.
to like just like ground her back to reality.
Yeah.
So I do have a question for both of y'all. And Austin, I'll ask this question to you first.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like going into the fact where I just mentioned that it's like a total tonal shift for Punisher because he is inside a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it is okay to have each MCU film to have its own visual language and storytelling, but incorporate characters into that type of way, like in that side? Because, like I said, Punisher is a hardcore character, and like I guess like you could say Spider-Man is not a really hardcore character. It's very
Hmm.
fun, like whimsical. Do you feel like it was appropriate person to tag along with Spider-Man, like in this visual language of storytelling?
No.
No.
Nope. No, I mean, I'm gonna sound like a hater, man. I really am, but like, I, I'm just not because you're juggling so much with Marvel in general. Like because they have made almost tried to make everything tie into each other, and it's all part of the same universe. And then what makes me mad is when they decide, oh, it's not part of the same universe because we wrote ourselves into a corner. Like this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. It's like, okay, you want to make it like where they're together. Oh yeah, we got them together, but it's like, oh, now this Punisher isn't anything like we've ever shown you guys, like at
hmm
all. And I've seen just parts of the Punisher show, and like he is super aggressive, super like you were saying. I mean, the that Punisher, and I agree, Maynor. I think that's a good point to bring up. Like he understands that it is a kid behind the mask or a younger person behind the mask, but it's still not exactly him, you
I
know.
mean,
And so
He be
and they're
killing
doing that.
teenagers and kids in that short film. He be killing like everybody.
look what happened at the end of this movie.
Uh,
Look at
well, that
who he
That
was
was not
about to
intentional.
kill.
That was
No, no, no,
that's
no.
true.
But
That
like
is
that's true.
true.
who was he
That's
aiming
true.
at? Like he was
That's
like,
true.
hey, her powers getting out of control. He with no hesitation, the second he got the shot,
was great.
No, I do like how they did make
So
it. He still was like, yeah, I'm going to kill them first. That's the number one option. It solves all of our problems. But I did like that. It's just like he seemed very sympathetic, very a little jokey.
Yeah,
Like that's not that's
I
not the Punisher that they've shown.
yeah, but I think because the only other hero he has ever interacted with was Daredevil.
yeah,
Daredevil matches his energy. He's Stark. He's
Hmm.
broody. That man is sad.
Hmm.
Spider-Man's the opposite of that. I think
Right.
a better version of like I think like when we've seen like in the past with like Tony Stark interacting with other characters, he just annoys them, pisses them off because he comes off as snarky.
Hmm.
But with Spider-Man, he doesn't come off as snarky. He's just dumb. Like he just says dumb little things over and over again.
I think he comes off as snarky. I think Spider Man is just a kid, so he doesn't react to it like an adult would.
Yeah, but it's not like the snarkiness of like, oh, I'm better than you. It's more the snarkiness of just
Yeah,
like
that.
joking
Yeah,
around. It's yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's why. And you definitely, I mean, we've never seen them interact either. At least I don't think Spider-Man and Frank have interacted in the live actions.
Hmm.
Because I haven't seen all the Marvel stuff, like shows.
Yeah,
But like
they
they
haven't.
give at least a bit of like backgrounds. Like they've have worked together in the past. Like Spider-Man keeps bringing up like I saved you in Coney Island. I saved you in Coney
Yeah.
Island. And it's like this running joke. It was like, okay, like probably when they first met, we
Hmm.
like he only saw like that dark side of like Frank, but the more they worked together, the more they like ran into each other, like Frank like
Hmm.
warmed up to him.
I'm glad they
Yeah.
really didn't show. They just kind of like based it off. Okay, just like trust us. Like they have
Yeah.
this type of relationship because you don't need to
Yeah.
spoon feed us at that point. But
Yeah.
it's like adding to the fact, like having issues with the Punisher in this film is this man is a wanted criminal
Oh, I did not
by
know
the
that.
full police force. This
Mm.
man just killed like 100 people in an apartment complex,
That's what I
dropped
was
every
wondering.
living person in every cop imaginable in the Daredevil show too.
Hmm.
So why is this man wandering around? There's no damage control. I don't care if he doesn't have powers. Lock
Hmm.
this man up, or even just why is he letting roam free in the hospital for
Yeah.
Adam, do you
Spider-Man?
think
This crazy.
this movie is based before The Last Kill or no? Because I haven't seen that at all.
I haven't seen the last go either.
That's a
And I
good
think
question.
that's a little bit of
I
a
would like
problem
to know.
now
I would
that
like to
like
know.
we don't know where these movies are fitting in the timeline. At least before we kind of knew a little bit.
If you tell me this was before the last kill, I would have major issues with it
Hmm.
because the way it begins, he is like broken. He's lost. He's actually spoil. I'm gonna spoil it for both of y'all. The beginning part. He's gonna kill himself
Hmm.
at his daughter's grave. He's gonna shoot himself, but he
Hmm.
like to say it's the last kill. Something comes up and he gets back into action basically, and he redeems himself. He says, "I want to keep living" at the end in a way. So if it's set after, I can see why it makes sense a little bit because he wants to continue to keep doing what he need his mission or whatever. But it's before it feels a little off.
It says, I'm looking it up now. It says it takes place at the end of Wonder Man, but shortly before Brand New Day. That's what it
Oh.
says. Yeah.
So shortly
Before.
before
Oh,
so
okay.
so
So
Brand New
this
Days
is
after Last
after.
Kill.
Yeah.
Then I'm
Yeah.
okay
Yeah,
with it
Brand
a
New
little
Day's
bit.
after
Okay.
I'm
Last
okay
Kill.
with it a little bit. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm glad
But I
I
think this is also like a problem of like these characters like the Punisher, like even Deadpool and even Wolverine, if they do like a solo Wolverine movie in the future, a lot of fans want like an R-rated version of these characters, and I think that's gonna
Hmm.
always cause a problem when they show up with other characters. Because in
They,
most general, with other superheroes, there's always gonna be a PG-13 version of them because they
that's why
cannot.
that's why MCU is backtracking right now. I feel like what they did with this movie is a soft like reboot
Mm,
because they're introducing the new X-Men. They're gonna get rid of the full table of playing cards. They're gonna put a brand new deck on there. That's why we're
Hmm.
casting new X-Men. They're younger. We have Sadie Sink. She's in her like our age in a way, or like
Yeah.
younger 20s. You
Yeah.
have Weaving's character, Emma Frost, she's in her 30s. So they're all casting. And some other people, the Beast has low-key been confirmed already, and
Mhm.
Cyclops, rumors are out there. Which is crazy because the main front runner for Cyclops, they've been saying, is the
I
actor from the,
saw.
which is
I
From who?
saw
absolutely wild.
Cooper
But
Hoffman,
oh my
The
gosh,
Long Walk.
Oh.
yeah, that man,
Yeah.
that man gotta fit in some spandex. You gotta get some,
Mm.
get like GOP ones, bro. Sorry.
Um, but yeah, so I know we kind of got off on a tangent there,
It's not a tangent.
but
It's part of the story. It's part of the
yeah, it is
building.
part of the story. It is part of the story. But we see Spider-Man, which I thought this was a really good scene, where we see the telepath talking to him with different people. I thought it was creepy. Um, and we see that she discovers that she knows who he is and that, or yeah, she knows he's Peter Parker. She doesn't know what he looks like. And,
This
that
is
she,
the introduction I did not like at all. It felt
mm,
so written and acted and corny. The line she was
mm,
saying, she's like, I'm gonna go find MG now. Like, what are you
mm,
gonna do
yeah,
about it? It didn't
yeah,
feel like authentic. Of course,
mm,
when we get later in the film, you get to see her face and the acting chops comes through because
mm,
she did a hell of a job in regards to like the last like bit of like the
yeah,
mindscape scene I enjoyed. But
yeah.
just the introduction, very lackluster.
Mhm.
They fucking flip over a computer last and it says Dream Gray. I was like, right.
Hmm.
I wanted something more pizzazz. Come on, even though I already knew like
Yeah.
99% sure, give me something else or something like I don't know.
And so yeah, we see that Spider-Man goes to rescue MJ, and talks to her for the first time since, her forgetting him, and we see MJ kiss Spider Man, and it seems like she remembers, but the entire time it's just, well, I'll just say it now, Jean Grey,
Yeah.
controlling her, getting him to take off the mask, making fun of him while, like, for his trauma, for no reason, by the way. There's no reason other than like he's trying to stop her. Which I saw a lot of people saying, like, if she would have just told him what was going on, this never would have happened. Like, he would have fully believed her. But yeah, and so this is where, we see basically Tom Holland discovers that it's Jean Grey, because as he goes to save NJ, we see her in a car driven by someone. I don't know who drove her, but yeah, we find
Sam.
out it's Jean Grey. We find out it's Jean Grey.
Why low key? I thought they were gonna do it. I
I
swear to
thought
think.
I
I
thought so
thought they're gonna
too.
do. They're gonna kill her right now. It's like her
You thought so?
full
Hmm.
arachnid mode.
Mm.
This
I
is
didn't
look
think they were gonna
crazy.
do it because I was like, oh man, if they do it the same way, basically as
So they
what's it?
were teasing something like crazy happening and like super emotional,
Hmm.
like, and I heard like stuff through Reddit and stuff like that. Like it could happen.
Hmm.
Honestly, it would have been crazy if they did
Hmm.
do it, because
Yeah.
I feel like it would just leave a part of the last trilogy behind us, and he
Hmm.
can sort of move on to the next part of his life.
Right.
We can get
Gwen
Gwen.
Stacy.
We
Yeah.
can get Liz back from the first
Mm.
movie. Come on, what's she
Mm.
doing? I know her dad's in jail.
Yeah, and so we see that Peter asks the Punisher for help to stash MJ, and we see a little bit more of that Punisher humanity that we're iffy about. I don't really know, but and we also see that he knows that Jean Grey is going to go attack the DODC again, and he enlists the Punisher's help. Well, he doesn't ask for it, but he gets the Punisher's help, and they run into Bruce Banner, the Hulk. We finally see Angry Hulk, like, for the first time in, man, almost
Forever.
10 years. Yeah, like
More.
like
I think
crazy.
this
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
No, Thor
No, no.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
But
Yeah,
that's
and
like
we see
still like
him
more
mad.
controlled Hulk. I want like
Uh,
the uncontrollable Hulk that's just going
yeah.
It
crazy.
was Age of Ultron, the last crazy one.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we finally see the Hulk, and I like this fight scene. I thought this was good.
I will
Um,
say, because the one trailer, another trailer that I saw was like the hooded character, which was Jean Grey, and
Hmm.
then it turned into the Hulk. I was like, oh, they really just spoiled that. I
Mm.
do like that. That was like a little,
They
Like
tricked you.
fake out.
yeah, they tricked me. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do the full like smart Hulk fight, and
I
then
thought
I
so
was like, please do
too.
not fake me out. This all you use all your trailers for this. I was like,
Hmm.
please no. I'm glad she broke like a mental barrier and
The
inside
real Hulk came out.
the real Hulk
Yeah.
came out,
I
Yeah.
love
which
him.
is
Hmm.
crazy because technically, like, yes, Jean Grey is a hero, but like
Hmm.
she's like killing. They say she's not killing
Well,
it, she's killing
she ends up
people.
being like a villain though. She's like a hero and a villain.
Yeah,
Like,
because
Anti-hero.
she just freaking
not really.
that guy with the cab backed up in the street and got absolutely freaking taken out. I was like, she
Mm.
just killed that guy. And of
Hmm.
course, whoever was down there with all the freaking buildings shit that the Hulk was smashing up, someone
Hmm.
died down there too. Come on, this is New York.
Yeah.
There's someone always walking down there.
I thought it was really funny. This is where I really like the Spider-Man Punisher dialogue, because I thought I was like, oh man, that's so real. I would not want to face the Hulk. He was like, yeah, when he was like, you just don't want to face him. He's like, yeah, yeah, I don't. And so, but we see the Hulk fight scene. Unfortunately, it didn't last too long. I was hoping for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Um, and basically, it's the same thing happens all the time. He recognizes someone that he knows,
Martha.
which is which is the first time in the movie we see that like there's a like somebody remembers Peter.
Mhm.
Like there's something in the back of someone's mind that remembers Peter, which
So
we'll get to
you
at the end of the movie.
so do you think it's actually Hulk remembering? Because obviously it's not Bruce. Bruce doesn't remember who Peter is.
I
Hmm.
saw a theory that's like Hulk remembers him. But then I'm also thinking, I'm like,
Like, when the hell did they meet?
when did this Hulk meet that
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's, I
Peter?
like that. That's the one theory because that's like the comics that will happen. Hulk remembers Spider-Man and Peter because kind of same thing. Like his name is wiped out. No one remembers who Spider-Man is.
Hmm.
The second one I think is more plausible because I think it's obviously well actually no because he introduced himself as Ned when he met him. So it's not Peter.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, he did. He
I
did.
don't know. Maybe Maynor's theory is right, or that theory is right of Hulk
Mm.
remember. When would he meet? Because
And
he
then who
just
knows what Hulk was going doing when Doctor Strange did that spell? Was he Bruce or was he the Hulk?
He was Bruce.
he was Smart Hulk
Was he? Who
at that
knows?
time. I
Because
think.
the whole
Mm.
timeline is fucked with him.
They
Mm.
just need to buy a Universal and just make a fucking just ticket. Come on.
And so we see that Jean Grey finally breaks into the vault. And before she can kill Bill Metzger, they take her out and they hit her with a sleeping dart. But before she passes out, she says the word Sarah, which I was interested at this point because I'm like, oh, okay, who is? Because I'm just trying to figure out what superhero is coming up. I'm like,
Yeah,
who's Sarah? Why do we need like? And I don't, I didn't know, and so
I didn't know either.
um, yeah, and so yeah, we see her say Sarah, and this leads us to when he returns back to where he left MJ, and she finds his note. What'd you guys think of this scene?
Oh, gut wrenching.
Uh,
Hmm.
I
That
Dude.
don't.
that hurt. I
Hmm.
felt that Tom Holland and Zendaya were breaking up in that scene.
They,
Dude, yeah.
Oh,
I felt like
Yeah.
this is the scene they had to rewrite a couple of times because they
Mm.
did mention it too. Tom's like in the interview, he's like, there was a certain scene in this movie where the dialogue between Peter and Zaya didn't feel really natural. So
Hmm.
they did a rehearsal. I feel like it was this scene because
Yeah.
I felt there was true connection. Because when she said you love the other girl, but I don't know you. I was like,
Yes, dude.
oh fuck, that's
I
tough.
know.
That's
I
tough.
I know, dude. I love that it was basically like this isn't like a happy ending. Like this
And
really happened.
it came out of nowhere too because I'm actually glad they didn't tease
Hmm.
like showing like a when he gets up, it kind of lingers on like the note being left in the chair type of thing. Like it just
Yeah.
boom, the fight's done. He comes back here, and then she's standing there
She's
fight,
right
having the
there.
note. Yeah, it was good execution. I like that.
Yeah.
And I
This
think
is
the swinging
where
Holland team is crazy. I'll
yeah,
leave your ass there. You figure it out.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I will get to that, but I think this is where like Tom Holland's like best acting in the
Oh
Spider-Man
man,
movies is right here, and and in
that's
other scenes too. But this is like the standout acting scene of the whole movie. But yeah, no, I did not like how they immediately went for a joke after. I did not like that where she was like, "Hey, I don't have a ride."
yeah.
And it didn't feel. I know what they were trying to do. It felt more jokey, and I didn't like that. I'm like, wait, y'all just had this intense, like
That's
gut
what I'm saying.
wrenching
Like,
scene.
just leave it, let it linger,
Yeah.
let him do what he did earlier in the movie with the swinging by himself type of scene,
Hmm.
and have that type of summer music kind of go on.
But I understand because it leads us to him swinging MJ. And you honestly, they do a shot of her face where you can almost see where she kind of likes it or maybe remembers something or
That's why I was
y-
wondering. I didn't get a good glimpse. I didn't. It lingered on to a little bit long on that swinging scene. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, am I missing something that I
yeah,
didn't?
they I don't maybe I'm just reading into it, but I felt like they showed her face for and like they showed something like almost like a happiness, like a smile, a smirk.
Mhm.
And this was probably my favorite part of the movie, to be honest, where we see once she knows that he's Peter Parker and she believes his story, which is good. I'm glad she believed him.
Mhm.
She asked him if he wants to just come hang out, and this is my favorite part. This is why I wanted. This is why I'm like I feel like it's not necessarily an Avengers movie, but this is the Spider-Man I wanted. I wanted friends. I wanted Spider-Man villains, and I think that like the highest point of the movie right here is for me is when they're just doing Legos. She's drawing them, and they're just getting along perfectly. Yeah, I love this scene. I
I
love this scene.
feel if Marvel had handled all their movies post Endgame a lot better, we would have gotten like a full Spider-Man movie where it's just standalone by him. Like there's no
Hmm.
like build up or no like X-Men characters being introduced.
Hmm.
And I do get that. Because I was also thinking of it in a way of like Spider-Man, like the video game Spider-Man, PS4 and the Spider-Man 2 one, and even
Hmm.
Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's based on New York. You see the Avengers Towers, but you never get to see anyone from the Avengers. Like it's talked about, but they're always saying like, oh, they're dealing with something
Yeah.
big potato, even though
Yeah.
New York is getting destroyed, especially in that second one and the first one. Um, and yeah, so I was like always thinking about it that way because those movies or those video games are very self-contained Spider-Man movies or
Hmm.
Spider-Man stories where there's no other big adventure character being introduced at
Hmm.
all. So I do
Yeah.
get that point of like that's what you expected.
Hmm.
I think for me, at least it paid off because I think the interactions were a lot better. And I think that
Hmm.
Avengers Vortex was more also like that Tony Stark Vortex. The first
Yeah.
one was very much just
Right.
about Tony's suit. The second one was like post dealing just with Tony's suit, but it's also
Hmm.
Mysterio became a villain because of Tony. The third
Yeah.
one is I forgot how
There's
that.
not much. The third one has the least like Avengers stuff, if you want to call it
Yeah.
that.
But even then, like
Um.
the repercussions of like his identity being found out was based because of
Yeah.
Tony
Yeah.
Stark's and all that stuff. So I do
Yeah.
that's what I did like about this movie. But I love this scene a lot. I love
Top
Ned
two
and
scene,
him just
top
talking.
two for sure. My
Hmm.
favorites in the movie. It was such a wholesome like interaction because, like this is I like the definition of this story, and is this part right here, and another scene later in the movie
Hmm.
is the loneliness of who he's been in the past 4 years that he's been
Yeah.
craving. He's been yearning for this type of interaction because you can
Hmm.
tell deep down, like he absolutely loves this. He will trade any day of being Spider-Man just to do this with Ned and MJ at this point. And
Hmm.
that's what the like he wants a community. Don't do it alone. Like And even we can see why, like what his decision he makes later in the movie is like the essence of like this whole film in a way.
Hmm.
Um, and later we'll get to like more like it'll tie into like the dream sequence stuff, like the decisions made there.
Hmm.
But uh, we did skip a little bit over the time when how to capture Gene and the stuff that after Peter gets has his mutations, he's trying to suppress it because another big factor too. He does make a device, the suppressing device that he puts keeps putting on the back of the neck
Hmm.
is try to be used for the Hulk also, but of course the Hulk skin is too thick, so it doesn't work.
Hmm.
And I feel like it was a cool, like soft launch in a way for the inhibitor chips or inhibitor stuff they're going to use later in the X-Men films.
X-Men, yeah. Yeah.
And that's crazy that Spider-Man invented it because
Hmm.
it's I feel like it'll cause a lot of issues in the future.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But you know, I do still want to have a self-contained Spider-Man film without all this like mess going on in the background.
Hmm.
If there is a certain way they can deal with this type of ramifications of him um going through all this mess and trying to help,
Hmm.
but that just leads to more like X-Men characters being in a Spider-Man movie, which is
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
very tightrope they have to walk in regard to
Right.
that. So,
And so as they're talking and hang out, MJ says that she doesn't remember anything from when she was hypnotized, and which causes Peter to question something that the Dr. Metzger said, because he said that, oh, Sarah was something that was in his brain, and he remembered her going into his brain, and so it didn't add up. And so this is where he finally realizes that DODC and Metzger are bad. They're not just using superhero stuff to help like the city, they're using it to stop heroes and villains, like both. Basically, just like any government would do. Even if you have like someone you know is going to protect you, you're going to have a failsafe, just like Cecil does in Invincible.
mhm.
Mhm.
And so we see that they are holding Jean Grey prisoner in this little lab, and we find that this was a good scene. I really like this part. We find the VMAX. Nobody in the entire movie knows what VMAX is. And when they're torturing Jean Grey, you see her just look up, and it's on the vent. It's just the name of the vent, and you
So
see that it's
depressing.
the dude. I thought that was really good, man.
It
I
was
felt
good.
it. I
Yeah.
felt it. I was like, dang, that's the last thing she saw. That's what I'm glad it didn't like. I love that it didn't mean anything, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
it did mean something. Like that's what made it like so haunting. It was like, man, that was the last thing she saw. She's just saying what she sees.
I'm glad it
Man,
wasn't
that was good.
spoiled before the film because it's such a like good like needle drop. It's like damn, like it's not even like what's the word it's like really somber in a way because
Hmm.
like you know she didn't leave there. That's the last thing she saw,
Yeah,
which is very
yeah,
heartbreaking.
yeah. Yeah, I just love how like the entire time the like you just hear it get it brought up so many times and nobody knows what it is, and that's
Hmm.
how they like show it to you. It's like, man, that
The
was really
thing
good.
I thought, like from Into the
They,
Spider-Verse, I thought
yeah.
it was like that fist machine that he had, the collider thing. I thought it was gonna be something like,
Oh,
because in my head, even to this one, I was like, Miles Morales is
hmm,
gonna show up. I want
yeah,
my man to be in a live action movie.
hmm,
But I did like that it was nothing. Or I mean, it
My
hmm,
was something, but it was like a more deep meaning rather than
yeah,
like this a
I
huge
was
reveal.
low key trying to figure out the whole movie, and I was like, okay, well, VMAX has an X, you know, this is X-Men film, so is this
hmm,
like a Weapons X type of something like going on? We're gonna get some
yeah,
type of mutant, like relative or something. I had a feeling like it was a relative of hers, because why would she be fighting so hard to get in behind that wall? If they're
hmm,
holding someone hostage, but I didn't think they would take it that route in regard to just
yeah,
the healed part of the vent is just being that's the last thing she saw. Like, wow,
hmm,
such
yeah,
that's good writing. Like,
yeah. It was good writing.
that was good writing.
Yeah. And so Jean learns that her sister through experimentation has been killed, or at least is. I mean, I don't know. At least that's what is assumed. Um,
We saw no body.
yes,
Never.
That's true.
never saw a body, never saw anything. So as far as we know, but which causes her to basically gain strength and basically like Super Saiyan. That's the best way to describe it. And you really see because if nobody knows, Jean Grey is one of the most powerful like
She's
comic
an
book
Omega
characters.
level threat. Omega
Yeah,
level mutant.
yeah. She's the most one of the most powerful mutants in all of like comic books, and so obviously they mention how she's young here, so I'm glad they showed that she doesn't fully have her full power, and they show her sister teaching her too. And so they almost make it seem like like she had just gotten the powers, to be honest, because her sister was like, "Yeah, you just do this." So I'm glad they showed that she is still not like at supernova or omega, as you said, like level strength. But they
I
did
do know,
show
like
her power.
X-Men lore, like they do. It's like puberty. They hit a certain age, and then they develop their powers. I think it's around like 12 or
Oh,
13
okay.
is what
Yeah.
is usually established.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so we see her put a mind controlling force field around a whole kilometer of New York City. And I thought that was really cool. We see Punisher try to handle it the Punisher way. But this scene was really important because now we see that Spider-Man is going back to save her, where he finally has to fight the Hand,
Mm.
and we see him go full arachnid mode. And one of the best lines in the movie, where instead of where Jean Grey's talking to him and saying like, you failed, this is all for nothing, yada, and all these other things, he says like, like you need to choose Spider-Man or Peter, which has been the main thing, from the very first movie and every superhero movie, really, right?
Mhm.
And he says it. Basically, I'm both. Mm,
Mhm.
He
I'm,
says that I'm him.
I'm
I'm
him, dude.
him.
I'm him. And then just accept, and then like everything just goes together. He becomes
Mhm.
full arachnid and Peter. He is both. He's Spider Man. And so as he breaks into the lab, he is talking to Jean Grey, where he tries to convince her not to kill Dr. Metzger. And we go into the dream. I guess it's a dream. That's what I was a little confused on. I was like, okay, wait.
Mindscape, I guess. Like
Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, Mindscape. But yeah, because it's not a memory, it's not a dream. It's like almost like a want.
I feel like it
it
is.
was a memory because it
It was a
happens.
memory?
So that scene in particular, it is the it continues from John Watts' scene where he does that. Aunt May finds out Peter is Spider-Man, and it takes place right after
Oh,
that. So he sits
okay.
down, and Aunt May comes in the room, and that's what happens.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it's really a continuation of what that scene was in a
mhm.
way.
And we see that the words that May is saying to Peter also hit and affect Jean the same way. And I was a little confused by this too. I'm like, okay, wait, how is she having a conversation with this chick? I didn't, I know, I don't know. I just, whatever. I know she's super powerful, but I'm like, is that her or is that Peter talking through her? I don't know.
I
I
think
think it
it's
was just
Peter
the
talking
Peter.
through
It's
her.
Peter. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we see basically he convinces her to not kill. And
Mhm.
as they are, hugging it out, going or about to hug it out and accept each other, Punisher takes a shot, dude. And Peter, instead of shooting Jean Grey, Peter saves the day thanks to his Peter tingle. And
Which is absolutely why I did not expect that to happen at that point.
I
I was like, why is
thought,
he looking down the hall? Is some like mindscape monster or something like
hmm,
that?
I and Peter gets shot. I honestly, for a second, I was like, "Oh, I think they
This is
might be
it.
ending it here." I'm
I
like,
thought
"They
This is
so
might be ending it
Miles.
too.
here."
This is Miles Morales territory at
Yes,
this
I thought
point.
this was. Yeah, I thought somebody was gonna like they were gonna. Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were ending it here.
I thought that was it. I this is my first tear up scene. I was like,
Mm,
he died, and I did not.
yeah.
I didn't know I had this connection for Tom Holland Spider-Man, but it just made me feel some
Hmm.
type of way because I thought it was this is the end of his movies that they're
Yep.
gonna just leave it there.
Yeah.
If they ended it there,
I'd have been
honestly,
okay.
I
I'd
would
have
have
been
been
okay.
totally okay with it.
Yeah.
I thought it would be
Yeah.
a much better movie at the end of there.
Mm. Yeah, and like of course I wasn't thinking of this at the time, but just like, he's getting like he has other movie roles too. It's not like, I mean he was just in the other biggest movie of the year so far. And
Mhm.
it's not like one of these actors that this is all they really have and like they're just going to keep collecting a check. It's like he has options.
I'm
And
playing
so
Spider-Man until I'm like Patrick Stewart. I don't give a fuck.
but yeah, and so as we see that Spider-Man doesn't die, we see Punisher save him, and we learn that Jean Grey actually is the one that kept him alive. And basically, she's on the run, and everybody's unfrozen and everything, and she's just on the run. That's the last we're left with her, and we see a nice little conversation with Punisher and Peter Parker where and we see Punisher sees his face, which I thought that was nice.
Mhm.
Like somebody else knows who's not like an enemy, like somebody knows. And I like how he's like, did you shed a tear? I like that. That was good. That was good. Now, see, like, I don't know. That's where I'm like, okay, well, if I take what I said earlier, like the Punisher back then would never do this, but it's like, I'm willing to go with what you said, Maynor. Like this, he brought out the goodness in Punisher, the human side of Punisher.
This gave me Toby vibes. This gave me what I grew up in, being wanting to be Spider-Man
Mm.
and the crowd loving him like accepting, okay, like this is my responsibility. I have to
Hmm.
take it. But of course, I can't incorporate like what he's learned. I can't have friends to help me out. I can't do this alone, type of thing. Because of course,
Hmm.
you see Punisher helping him out at that moment, trying to escape. So it's a community, and you see that is community. People are behind him, helping him out, and this is why I like broke down crying. This is when I was like,
Hmm.
this is great. This is a good
Hmm.
movie.
Hmm.
It was it was not on the fence for me, but it's not a perfect movie. It's not a
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. And so we see that not only does he learn to balance Peter Parker and Spider-Man, he decides to give himself happiness is the best way I can describe it,
I like
and
that. I like that.
introduces himself to Ned again.
Such a good
And
scene. Such a good scene
yeah,
too.
where they do the dap up, and we see that Ned remembers something about Peter. He remembers that he knows something about Peter, which is another, once again, we saw it with Hulk, and now we see it with Ned. So there was something in the magic. Or maybe the friendship is magic. Maybe that's what they're saying.
Maybe it is. Friendship
Maybe
You
it
is stronger
see,
is.
than magic.
you see,
Hmm.
MJ still wears the necklace, but she doesn't know what it
The Black
means.
Dialer.
Yes, I was wondering if that was the Black Dahlia.
It is.
Okay, I
So
was wondering.
there is some type of they do have a connect, just can't quite. It's really fuzzy for them. So
Hmm.
I think something has just a break in their mindscape, which
Yeah.
I totally have to give it to the writers that they did not use the easy cop out of Jean Grey unlocking that memory, and they were
Oh,
well,
yeah, yeah,
that would have been a total letdown because like you
yeah.
just unwrote everything you just did in
Oh
another
man, that
movie.
would have made me mad.
That would have made me
That would have made me
upset.
mad. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad they left it how it is. He's trying to build a new connection with them,
Hmm.
even
Yeah.
if MJ doesn't want it. But I feel like, but
But
yeah, I think that
I
the handshake
wouldn't.
transcended magic. It broke the
Yeah.
spell. A
I,
kiss doesn't break it. A handshake.
Mm, yeah, and I love how when she was under her spell or whatever we want to call it, she's like MJ would have hated that if like True Love's kiss. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
she would have. I'm like,
Yeah.
she would have. I'm like, he was caught up in his dude. She was bullying him, dude. He was caught up in his feels, and it's like, dude, why are you happy right now? Your girl would even like you being happy, dude. Oh my god. Yeah. Before we head out here, let's go back to the post credit scene. What did you guys? So, audience, I mean, if you're here now, you know what it is. We see Ned's Spidey tracker app. show that there's a Spider-Man in space, and that's literally it. I don't know if anybody has analyzed any images or anything that's far. What you got,
Hey,
Adam? What you
I
got,
got
man?
one theory,
What you
and
got?
Maynard's not gonna like it because it doesn't involve Miles Morales.
You know,
Mm.
I will say I got my hopes high once again. I thought it was gonna show a second one. I was like, "Fuck
But
yes,
yeah, but the icon is black, like the black mask instead of the
yeah."
red one. Dude, that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
That would have
But
made me so happy.
I feel in realistic terms, it could be one, Tom is in space for Secret Wars. Something brought him out there. Or two, that's actually Toby Spider-Man, and they're gonna bring him in for Doomsday because it doesn't say or it didn't say which Spider-Man. It just says Spider-Man will
Yeah,
return.
right, right.
I feel like Toby's universe getting the fucking axe.
Mm,
It's getting the encouragement. You see Patrick Stewart in that trailer watching a war blow up. That's Toby's universe.
mm,
He's getting the axe. And then
maybe.
he's gonna come back for Doomsday. I heard. So I don't know.
Mm.
I hope so.
But no, I know, audience, before we get our final ratings and discuss some other theories and stuff. I know it sounds like I had some negatives, but I did enjoy this movie. I mean, rewatching all the Spider-Man movies before going into this and then seeing this, it made me really love Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies. And they are the best set of movies. Even take this one out, just because it's only three. You know, like if you took the
Mhm.
first three, it's the best set. I think, if you want to say he's the best Spider-Man, I would absolutely understand. This finally got more Spider-Man too, as you were saying, Maynor, because a lot of people said, yeah, he's a great Peter Parker, but like Spider-Man, he's like kind of Iron Man adjacent. Like we need to see more Spider-Man, and we saw a lot of that in this movie. So, like I said, I know a lot of people are loving this. They're considering the best one in this franchise. Not for me, which we might even get into in a little bit, but yeah, no, I thought this was a really solid movie. I had higher expectations, but talking about it with you guys and like just like rethinking about it, like it is still a good movie. So I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. Solo Spider-Man movies. I hope to see more friendships. I hope to see more Spider-Man villains as the main villains, that aren't tied into the Avengers, if they can possibly do that. I don't know. It seems like their game plan is everything's tied together, so we'll see. But no, I thought it was a good movie. Good movie.
Uh, no, I truly enjoyed this movie. I do think Tom Holland has benefited from playing Spider-Man so many times in so many movies.
Hmm.
Uh, Sadly, Andrew Garfield only got 2.5 tries.
Hmm.
Toby got 3.5 tries. I do I do like that they finally got out of like that Iron Man vortex, that they finally give
Hmm.
him like his own story. I am happy that he is finally playing Spider-Man because like the first introduction we got from him was in Civil War. And he was only, I mean, he was like Peter Parker, but mainly in that movie, he was also Spider-Man. We got to see
Hmm.
best of both worlds. And I think
Yeah.
this one finally, after so many years, finally brought it in all together. For me personally, this is my favorite one
Mm.
out of all the Tom Holland movies, and I haven't rewatched Andrews or Toby's in a while, but it would probably be like second or third, probably
Mm.
second. I think Spider-Man 2 by Toby's still one of my favorite
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
I also really enjoy that, like all the characters that they introduced, like Frank Castle, Jean Grey. They At least Frank is not like a bigger picture type of guy. He's very much connected, like grounded character. He's like based in New York. Jean
Hmm.
Grey, on the other hand, huge character. There's
Yeah.
most likely going to be future plans with her, like another Phoenix movie with her. But I like the way that they introduced her, and I like it's definitely a pivot. Like Adam said, it's a pivot move by Marvel because like it's a soft reboot. They're introducing the X-Men finally, because everyone's been asking how are they going to get introduced? Are they just going to come from another universe? Blah blah blah. But I love the performances. I do think it is not a perfect movie because one, the main guy from
Yeah,
Damage
Metzger.
Control. Yeah, weak. Just
Yeah.
there's nothing about him. I did not care
Yeah.
about him. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this movie. It was uh a very fun movie. It was probably one of my favorite Marvel movies in a long time.
Hmm.
And I love Spider-Man. I love what we got to see from him. I love the interactions he had even with like the cop, because that's like a huge part of his character as well. Is like he is really close with like the commissioner of like New York City. Um, so for me, this is as of right now, it's a 9 out of 10.
Hmm.
Wow. Sorry.
Yeah, I really like the new direction that they took with him. I love like the suit. I hope Daniel gets to direct the rest of the movies.
I do
I
too.
have heard that this is the start of a new trilogy. I
Yeah.
do hope the next two, sadly, it's gonna be post Secret Wars. I think that's gonna be like a huge reset to the
That's
universe.
that's your Miles time. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, if Miles gets introduced in the second one, that's fine with me. I just hope it gets more grounded. Like there's no more like big like whole New York City getting destroyed. It's like more personal
Hmm.
stories.
Yeah.
But I love the dialogues. I love that like if what Adam said was true, like they rewrote this. I'm really glad that they rewrote this because it's a much better movie.
To kind of piggyback on both of y'all, it's not a perfect movie, even though I'm the most like fanboy of Spider-Man. I love Maynor so much. I want to say that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Um, like Maynor was saying, I do truly believe that it was like a soft pivot, which is totally fine. They can right their wrongs. They got their
Yeah.
eyes way too big in that fucking multiverse error. Now, like I said at the beginning, I truly love the feeling we got, especially at the very end with the credits. Just the shots of New York, it just makes you feel like this was a Spider-Man film in essence. It gave me the Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire vibe. It gave
Hmm.
me the fighting style of Andrew. Like they said, this is like a culmination because he's already met Peter 2 and Peter 3. And that suit is like a combination, like a suit baby of that and
Hmm.
homage with his
Yeah.
own little flair. Right now, I can change. If it changes, I'll put out a short. But right now, I'm leaning right in between both of y'all. It's going to be an 8 out of 10 for me.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think it's fairly rated because, well, I didn't have that much hype compared to what No Way Home was because the
Hmm.
leaks were getting crazy.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed a really grounded Spider-Man film. And I feel like we
Yeah.
should go back to that because rewatching those Toby films made me
Hmm.
appreciate those type of stories in regards to
Yeah.
just solo Spider-Man films.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Same. The more and more that I've been paying attention to this Marvel stuff because of this podcast, I'm actually getting more excited about Doomsday because I'm like, I think the worst thing they can do is do exactly what everybody has been thinking they're going to do. Like, if they were smart, which I know they are, I feel like they're going to do something crazy. I really hope they do.
That's why I
Like
said I hope
something.
they kill Toby's universe. That'd
Yeah,
be
like they
crazy.
do something like crazy, like you're not expecting it at all. Like we've been building up for this something, like whatever, all these expectations. I don't even know all the theories. And like, oh, all those theories were wrong. Like you guys had no idea. Or yeah, I don't know, just do something crazy. Even though like, but it guys, it still makes me mad. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're already talking about separate universes and everything. Like we
Uh-huh.
just said, it doesn't matter. Like it could be any Spider-Man.
I
Like
think this is them redacting what they're trying to like pull back. They're trying to just kill off every single universe and make it the prime universe. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I would love
I
that. I would
think
love
That's the
that.
plan, I think.
post
That's what they're
Secret
gonna do.
Wars is gonna be finding like all these heroes plus
Yep.
Fantastic Four and X-Men
Yep.
are finally gonna be in
You
this
know,
one
that's why
universe.
they're gonna kill. Fantastic Four universe. They're gonna wipe that out. They're gonna bring them over to the main timeline. They're gonna
Yeah,
take
but
over
then,
the X-Men,
Which is
which
so funny
but
because the Fantastic Four movie is all about saving their planet, and it's just immediately gonna be wiped out.
was
but they'll
given.
bring it back. They'll bring it back. They're not gonna say, yeah, we destroyed 99% of all universes or whatever. Like that's not what they're gonna leave the kids with.
Which, look,
This
I
is
They
a
did
kids
understand.
it. They
franchise.
did it
Uh,
before, bro. They did. They killed
that's all,
half our
Yeah, and
that's
they
what
brought it
comics are all
back.
about.
And they brought it back. And they brought
Exactly.
it back.
They brought them all to one. That's the same thing. They can just pivot. They're not gonna bring
Yeah.
everyone back. They're just gonna put them all on one Earth. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make
We'll
sense.
see.
Oh my God.
But before we head out, let's give our favorite letterbox reviews.
Yes, I was just about to get into
Adam,
that.
yeah, Adam, you want to share yours first?
Yes, so mine is gonna be actually I took a screenshot of three. I want the one that I actually want. It's gonna be from uh Joshua Kane, Patreon. Thank you for the support of Letterbox. He gave it a 10 out of 10, 5 out
Mm,
of 5 stars, and a heart. He loved this
Mm.
movie.
mm.
His review says, if only Matt Murdock could have seen this. And
That's funny, dude. That's a good
and
one.
and it's crazy because we get Punisher in this. We're like, where the fuck is Daredevil? He's like right
Yeah,
down the road in Hell's Kitchen. Like, come on now.
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Um, I'll go ahead and share mine. There was a lot of positive stuff. I mean, like I said, this movie's getting so much love, especially on Letterboxd. It's like the most liked Spider-Man Tom Holland movie by a lot on Letterboxd right now. But this comes from Cobb, COB. She also gave it a 5-star review with a heart, and it said, "My MCU hating heart just grew 3 sizes." Because that's kind of how I felt. The hater in me kind of felt about parts of this movie, and just the MCU in general. But yeah, that was my favorite comment. Yeah,
Yeah.
Maynor,
All
your
right.
review.
Mine is from iWin. They gave it 4 out of 5 stars.
Mhm.
Short and simple. I was missing Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I saw that one. I saw that one, man.
Honestly, he could
I
like he
needed a
could be funny.
beggars in this
No.
movie. I need, I
Low
needed a
play
beggars,
Lakers.
man. But yeah, audience, thank you for tuning in to our review of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let us know what you think. Was it the best in the Tom Holland franchise? Was it the best in the entire Spider-Man franchise? Let us know. Let us know what you think. Put your rankings in the comments below. And of course, always follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and listen to us on Spotify when you can. But we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.